Greetings friends and welcome back to Recon by Fire. For today's match, Drew is piloting his Orks in the Green Tide Detachment. He is bringing 2 squads of tank bustas, 2 squads of flash gits, 2 trucks, 2 squads of storm boys, a squad of commandos, a squad of Gretchen, 4x20 squads of boys, and 1x10 squad of boys, being led by 2 Painboys, 2 Warbosses, and a Weirdboy. Imperial Knights are running Noble Lance and are bringing an Atrapos, 5 Helverins, 6 Warglaves, and an Inquisitor. We are playing Mission M, which is Purge the Foe, Rapid Escalation, and deployment is Crucible of Battle. Top of round 1 and the Imperial Knights are going first. They will draw Bring It Down and Assassination as their secondaries for the turn. In the command phase, the Atrapos will sticky the home objective. Start of the movement phase and the Warglaive is going to go after the commandos. Warglaive will reposition to get out of the way for the Helverin. Helverin will move to get line of sight on the flash gits. Helverin will reposition to get line of sight down the shooting lane. Another will come in right behind it from rapid escalation. Warglaive pushes forward, being cognizant of threat ranges. Atrapos will plow through the wall going towards the southern side of the battlefield. Knights will spend a command point on Squire's duty targeting the flash gits. Start of the shooting phase, 2 Warglaives and a Helverin will fire into the commandos, managing to pick up 4 of them. 2 Helverins that are souped up on Squire's duty will fire into the flash gits, and they manage to pick up the entire squad. That will score them kill. Charge phase and the Warglaive will make its charge into the commandos. It will sweep into the squad, picking up all but 3 of them. The commandos will clap back, failing to score a single wound. That is going to end the turn for the Knights. They'll discard both Bring It Down and Assassination for a command point. Bottom of round 1 and the Orks will draw Established Locus and Overwhelming Force as their secondaries for the turn. Boys will sticky the home objective, the Weirdboy will successfully farm a command point, and the commandos are battle shocked. Start of the movement phase and the Storm Boys are going to come after the Warglaive on the objective. Commandos are going to bravely fall back. Flash gits will push through the wall to get eyes on the Warglaive. Second squad of Storm Boys reinforce the first. Red squad will roll a solid advance and put themselves on the center objective. Blue squad is also booking it with a 5 on the advance, putting them in the building and on the objective. Green squad will successfully de-jump onto the center objective. Lastly, the albino boys will arrive out of rapid escalation. Start of the shooting phase and the flash gits will fire into the Warglaive, scoring 3 wounds. Storm Boys will spend a command point to throw a grenade, bringing it down another 3. Finally, the Storm Boys will shoot to knocking off another wound, leaving it at only 5 remaining. Albino squad will fire their sluggas into the Helverin, knocking off 2 wounds. On to charges, and the Storm Boys will make their charge into the Warglaive. Flash gits will attempt to charge, and they are in. Storm Boys will swing in first, bringing it down to just 1 wound remaining. Imperial Knights will elect not to interrupt, and the flash gits will finish off the job. That is going to end the turn for the Orks. They will score 2 points for the green squad establishing Locus, 3 points for overwhelming force, and 4 points for scoring a kill. Imperial Knights will also score 4 on primary for getting their kill. Top of round 2 and the Imperial Knights will draw behind enemy lines and area denial as their secondaries for the turn. They hold an objective and will score 4 points on primary. Start of the movement phase and the Warglaive will attempt to avenge its fallen comrade. Boneglaive will go after the second squad of Storm Boys. Greenglaive will position itself equidistant from both the red and green squads. Helverin will reposition to see the green squad. Warglaive will move between the green and the blue squads. Neon Helverin will position itself 7.1 inches away from the albino squad to avoid the reactive move. Gold Helverin will follow suit. Grey Helverin will reposition to see the green squad. Atrapos will move in on the blue squad, being cognizant of the reactive move. Helverin will come out of reserves to help with the natural expansion. Orks are going to spend a command point to rapid ingress the truck, and the tank busters inside are going to disembark. Knights will burn a CP on Squire's duty, targeting the albino squad. Start of the shooting phase, and the Warglaive will fire into the green squad, picking up a single boy. Warglaive fires into the flash gits and takes down 2 of them. Boneglaive fires into the same squad, picking up the rest of them. Helverin will open fire on the remaining commandos and scoops them up. Helverin into the green squad picks up 5 of them. Gold, Gray, and Neon Helverin all fire into the albino Boyz squad, scooping up the entire thing. Atropos is last, and it will overcharge the Singularity Cannon, which will explode, dealing 2 mortals to itself. It then fires everything into the green squad, picking up 6 Boyz in total. Start of charges, and in a surprise, the Helverin will make its 9-inch charge into the Storm Boyz. Warglaive will make it into the same squad. Warglaive will fail its 5-inch charge into the other squad of Storm Boyz, so the Knights will command re-roll it, and it makes it in the second time around. Green Glaive into the green squad, but the red squad is not baited into heroically intervening. Helverin will fail its charge. Atropos is in, and it will attempt to block off any other Boyz from being able to pile in through the wall. Warglaive will make the dual charge into both the blue and the green squad in hopes of forcing split attacks. Start of the fight phase, and the Atropos will epic challenge the Warboss, but the Invul and Feel No Pains come in clutch, and he survives at 4 wounds remaining. Warglaive will sweep into the green squad and manages to scoop up 5 of them. Second Warglaive into the same squad picks up 2 of them, leaving just the Power Claw and the Weirdboy. Warglaive into the Storm Boyz, and the squad gets scooped up. Helverin will pile into the other squad, taking down 1 of them. Bone Glaive will scoop up the remainder and will consolidate onto the objective. Ongoing combat, and the Weirdboy will knock off 2 wounds from the Warglaive. 6 Boyz, the Warboss, and the Weirdboy all swing into the Atropos, leaving it at just 11 wounds remaining. That is going to end the turn for the Imperial Knights. They will hold on to behind enemy lines, but pitch area denial for a command point. Bottom of round 2, and the Orks will draw Engage on all fronts and Sabotage as their secondaries for the turn. They hold and hold more, so will score 8 points on primary. Orks will initiate Protocol WOG. Weirdboy and company are battle shocked, and the Gretchen will successfully farm a command point. Start of the movement phase, and the tank busters are going to move out from the building. Red squad is going to move towards the northern objective. The truck is going to arrive from reserves and deploy the tank busters yet again. Weirdboy and company will jump into the Knights deployment zone. They are unable to perform the sabotage action, but will score Engage on all fronts. Yellow squad will arrive from reserves in support of the tank busters. End of the movement phase, and the bomb squad will fail to score a wound on the Warglaive, and the Warglaive will steal back the center objective, knocking off the sticky. Start of the shooting phase, and the Weirdboy will fire into the Inquisitor, failing to take it down. Tank busters will fire everything at the Warglaive on the center objective. Imperial Knights are going to rotate ion shields in response, and the Warglaive will survive at 5 wounds remaining. Red squad will split fire, taking 2 wounds off of the green glaive and 1 off of the bone glaive. Tank busters will now fire everything into the wounded Warglaive and scoop it up without an issue. It's charge o'clock, and the truck will fail its charge into the Neon Helverin. Tank busters will charge the Warglaive on the center objective, and they're in. Tide of Muscle will guarantee that the red squad make their charge into the Helverin on the objective. No interrupt available for the Imperial Knights, so the tank busters are going to kick us off, and they manage to plink off the final 3 wounds from the Warglaive. A bunch of Choppas and Power Fist alongside Competitive Streak make short work of the Helverin. Ongoing combat, and the Atropos will epic challenge the Warboss yet again, and this time does just enough to take the big guy down. Blue squad will now clap back, bringing the Atropos down to just 7 wounds remaining. The rest of the squad that can will swing into the Warglaive, knocking off 3 wounds. Warglaive will pick up 2 on the clapback. That is going to end the turn for the Orks. They will score 4 points for Engage on all fronts and 4 points for Kill. They will discard Sabotage. Imperial Knights will score 8 points for Kill and Kill more. Top of round 3 for the Imperial Knights, and they have behind enemy lines from last turn and draw no prisoners as their secondaries to the turn. They hold and will score 4 points on primary. Atropos will succeed its leadership check. Start of the movement phase, and the Warglaive will advance away from the red squad. Helverin will make its charge unfailable. Helverin repositions to get line of sight on the tank busters. Helverin will adjust while still maintaining line of sight on the tank busters. Warglaive will arrive from strategic reserves to score behind enemy lines. Start of the shooting phase, and the Inquisitor will fire into the Weirdboy, taking out the Power Claw and leaving him at 3 wounds remaining. Helverin from across the board finishes him off. Helverin into the tank busters picks up the Warboss. Neon Helverin will fire into them as well, taking down 3 more. Grey Helverin will pick up the remainder of the squad. Red Warglaive will split fire into the truck and the Gretchen, failing to score a single wound. Warglaive into combat picks up 2 boys. The Atropos will split fire, bringing the truck down to 3 wounds remaining and picking up 2 of the boys. On to charges, and the Red Warglaive will fail its charge into the Gretchen, but the Helverin will make its charge into the truck. On to the fight phase, and the Helverin will swing at the truck, scoring a single wound. Time for ongoing combat, and the Orks are going to spend 2 command points on Bulldozer Brutality and Competitive Streak, finally taking down the Atropos. The rest of the attacks go into the Warglaive, scoring 4 wounds, leaving it alive at just 3. That is going to end the turn for the Imperial Knights. They will score 3 points for behind enemy lines and 5 points for no prisoners. Bottom of round 3 for the Orks, they will draw Area Denial and Secure No Man's Land as their secondaries for the turn. They will score 8 points on primary for Hold and Hold More. They will burn the Grot Orderly and a command point to regenerate the blue squad back up to full strength. Start of the movement phase, and the tank busters are going to go through the wall to get eyes on the Warglaive. Gretchen do not want to be a charge target and will make a run for it. Truck will advance towards the center of the field. Red squad is going to advance to get back on the center objective, scoring them area denial. Yellow squad's feeling a little left out and they are going to push forward. Blue squad are going to fire their sluggas into the wounded Warglaive, but it survives at 1 wound, so unfortunately they are stuck in combat. Tank bustas into the Warglaive, Knights are going to rotate ion shields and it survives at 7 wounds. Straight into ongoing combat, and the wounded Warglaive is going to sweep into the boys, only scooping up 2 of them. The clapback is vicious and it takes down the Warglaive. Helverin and Truck will noodle slap each other, failing to score a wound on either side. That is going to end the turn for the Orks. They will score 5 points for area denial, 5 points for secure no man's land, and 4 points for scoring a kill. Imperial Knights will score 8 points for killing and killing more. Top of round 4 for the Imperial Knights, and they will draw Marked for Death and Cleanse as their secondaries for the turn. Marked for Death targets are the 2 large squads of boys and the truck. In what I believe is a mistake, they will cycle away Marked for Death and draw Recover assets. They hold but do not hold more and will score 4 points on primary. Knights are now honored for taking down the Weirdboy last turn and will generate 3 additional command points as well as go down to a 5-up Feel No Pain. Start of the movement phase, and the Grey Knight will push back 7.1 inches away from the blue squad. Neon Helverin will fall back also 7.1 away from the blue squad. Helverin will reposition away from the red squad and get line of sight on the blue squad. Warglaive is going to move to get line of sight on the truck in an attempt to remove action pieces. Red Glaive is going to move in on the tank bustas, touching the Ork objective so they can drop the sticky. Red Glaive is going to fire into the tank bustas and manages to take down 3 of them. Knights spend a command point on Squire's duty, targeting the blue squad. Gold Helverin is going to fire off the festivities and manages to pick up 6 of them. Orks are going to spend a command point to reactive move 2 inches towards the armigers. The remaining 2 Helverins will fire into the same squad and manage to take down not only the boys, but the Weirdboy as well. Warglaive fires into the truck, it fails both its saves, and Melta pops off, one-shotting the truck. It's time for charges, and the Helverin will make it into the truck. This will seize control of the objective. Knights will spend a command point to tank shock that proves to be just enough to also take down the truck. It does not explode. Red Warglaive will charge the tank bustas and it's in. It will proceed to strike at the tank bustas, easily scooping up the rest of the squad. It will consolidate back onto the objective. That is going to end the turn for the Knights. They will discard Cleanse and hold on to recover assets in hopes of scoring 6 points next turn. Bottom of round 4 for the Orks, and they will draw Cleanse and Assassination. They will cycle away Assassination and draw Extend Battle Lines. They hold but do not hold more and will score 4 points on primary. Gretchen are going to move back on the home objective, stealing it from the armiger. Red squad are going to completely engulf the center objective. Yellow squad's going to move on the northern objective and cleanse. That is going to end the turn for the Orks. They are going to score 4 points for cleanse and 5 points for extend battle lines. Knights will score 8 points for kill and kill more. Final turn for the Knights. They have recover assets from last turn and draw containment as their secondaries for the turn. They hold but do not hold more and will score 4 points on primary. Start of the movement phase, and the Warglaive is going to bravely run away from the red squad. Inquisitor is going to move back and recover assets. Armiger will move to the outside wall for containment. Helverin will reposition to be inside the enemy deployment zone for recover assets. Warglaive is going to come around the corner in an attempt to take down the Gretchen. Here is where I mess up because I can't math. And so instead of moving away and being happy with 9 points on secondaries, I go for the full 12 and give the Orks an opportunity for an 11-inch charge into me. Warglaive will fire into the Gretchen, picking up 3 of them. It then makes its charge into the Gretchen, and between tank shock and its sweep, manages to pick up the entire unit. That is going to end the turn for the Imperial Knights with both recover assets and containment ongoing. Bottom of round 5 for the Orks, and they will draw behind enemy lines and recover assets as their secondaries for the turn. They will move the red squad towards the exposed Helverin, and we're going to move directly into charges where the Orks are going to spend a command point for a +1 to charge and a free reroll, and that's going to be enough to get them into the Helverin and onto the point. That is going to be enough for them to score hold and hold more at the end of the game, as well as picking up the Helverin, tying the kill count at 1 apiece. Knights are going to score 3 points for recovering assets and 6 points on containment, making the final score with paint 71 to 82 in favor of the Orks. Thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate you. If you made it this far in the video, please consider sharing it with a friend and dropping us a like so we know that you want more content like this. But until next time, as always, my friends, happy gaming.